ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with a torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapreshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshetarine. जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. Okay, so we are in chapter 5, canto 1, and we did until verse 4. So the situation is Narada has arrived where Śrīla Vyāsadeva is feeling despondent, and we saw that how much work he has already done, like dividing the Vedas into 4 and then subdivision of those Vedas, and assigning those Vedas to various students, and then they assign it to their own students, and then they assign to their students. So like that, so many branches of knowledge were there. And then he also compiled Mahabharat, means itihasas, and Puranas also came after Veda, Shruti, and this great literatures. Itihasas and Puranas, all those things came because, I mean, he was reducing the complexity slowly, for the people of Kali Yuga. And moreover, the people who will not be so much keen towards self-realization, right? And he said that less intelligent, right? Who are not inclined for self-realization, but their priorities are different. So even though so much he did, so this is called as very thoughtful, right? He's a matured person. So we don't get such kind of problems. I mean, we don't do this level of work, right? And we can still feel this kind of despondency. But Vyasdev has done much, much, much higher level work. He knew the essence of Vedas and he gave it to people. He shared it with people. So still he was feeling emptiness or some despondency in his heart. So on this scene, Narad Muni arrived because Guru is so compassionate that he understands disciples' heart, right? And he will advise the disciple accordingly. So let us read from here, text 5. व्यास उवाच अस्तेव मे सर्वमिदं त्वयोक्तं तथापि नात्मा परितुष्यते मे तन्मूलमव्यक्तमगाधबोधं पृच्छामहे त्वात्मभवात्मभूतम्. Vyasa Uvacha said, Asti, there is, Eva certainly, may, mine, Sarvam all, Idam, this, Tvaya, by you, Uktam, uttered, Tathapi, and yet, Na, not, Atma, self, Paritushyate, does pacify, me, unto me, Tat, of which, Moolam, root, Avyaktam, undetected, Agadha Bodham, the man of unlimited knowledge, Prachamahe, do inquire, Tva unto you, Atma Bhava, self born, Atma Bhutam, offspring. So already Narad Muni has been appreciating his work, right? That you have done this and that. So he appreciated, and then Vyasdev is saying, Śrī Vyāsadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction, for you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of one who is self-born, means Lord Brahma, without mundane father and mother. So he was born from the navel, lotus, on a lotus stem, from sprouting from the navel of Lord Vishnu. So that's why Vyasdev is saying that I'm questioning you because you are a man of unlimited knowledge. So that is our disposition toward our Guru also, right? That we understand that our Guru has spiritual knowledge. He is a self-realized soul. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the material world, everyone is engrossed with the idea of identifying body or the mind with the self. As such, all knowledge disseminated in this world is related either with body or with the mind. And that is the root cause of all despondencies. This is not always detected, even though one may be greatest erudite scholar in materialistic knowledge. It is good, therefore, to approach a personality like Narada to solve the root cause of all despondencies. Why Narada should be approached is explained below. So, this line I felt very important, that this is not always detected, because people generally in mode of goodness, they talk like this, that we are not harming anybody, we are not doing anything to anyone, we are just doing our own things. Then what's the problem, right? But they are still dissatisfied, right? And people in goodness, they will think that, oh, we are earning with honesty, we don't exploit anybody, and we do all things right, and we don't think of harm for anyone. All those kinds of things in mode of goodness they think, but still they remain dissatisfied. And but it is not detected that why it is so, right? Or sometimes they don't even understand that they are dissatisfied, right? They will keep themselves so busy that there is no time to understand that they are dissatisfied. And dissatisfaction could be one of the reasons that people keep themselves very, very busy, because they don't want to face that dissatisfaction or void that they feel in their heart, right? So this is very difficult to detect, even though one may be very big scholar. So therefore, it is very, very important to approach a guru, a spiritual master, so that they can give us instruction to how to get close to Krishna and to our spiritual realization. Okay, so let's move on to next verse. 156. Savai bhavan veda samasta guhyamupasito yat purushah puranah paravaresho manasaiva vishvam srujatyavattyatti gunaira sangah. Saha, thus, vai, certainly, Bhavan, yourself, Veda, no, Samasta, all-inclusive, Guhyam, confidential, Upasitaha, devotee of, Yat, because, Purushaha, the personality of Godhead, Puranaha, the oldest, Paravaraha, Isha, the, the controller of the material and spiritual world, Manasa, mind, Eva, only, Vishwam, the universe, Rajati, creates, Avatiyatti, annihilates, Gunai, by the qualitative matter, Asangaha, unattached. Translation. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world. So, who is that personality? That is the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Means he is even beyond the mode of goodness, is transcendental to even goodness. Purport. A person who is 100% engaged in service of the Lord is the emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord in full perfection of devotional service is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of Godhead. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power, Ashtasiddhi, constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narada can act wonderfully by his spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Srila Narada is a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead. So, qualitatively, we all are equal to God, right? Satchidananda. But we are covered, and quantitatively, we are not equal. We are very small, very, very little, tiny souls. But qualitatively, we have same qualities like the Lord. He also likes, he's also blissful, full of ananda and eternal, and has all knowledge. So similarly, we also have, but we are currently covered. So this is glorification of Narada Muni, right? That he is 100% engaged in the devotional service of Supreme Lord, who is the creator, destroyer of material world and maintainer of spiritual world also. So he is 100% perfect living being. So therefore, since he is serving or worshipping the personality of Godhead, who is above and beyond the modes of material nature, so he is also beyond the modes of nature. And therefore, he can give a solution to the problem. If, like Prabhupada says in chapter 7 purport, that if a bound person whose hands are bound, if he asks another bound person to free him, how is that possible, right? It is not possible that another person who is bound, he can free this another bound person. For that, a free person is required. So one who is in modes of nature, if he goes to his friend because his friend scratches his back and he scratches his friend's back, and both feel hunky dory, and then they get back to their routine. But we need to approach a spiritual master who might chastise us also, right? For our own nature, for our own behavior. So there we should not shy away. We should always approach a spiritual master for our inquiries, because a bound person cannot release a bound person. Only a free person can release a bound person. So therefore, Narad Muni is like that person, and Vyasadeva is approaching him. 157. Tvam पर्यटन्नर्क इव त्रिलोकी मन्तश्चरो वायुरिवात्मसाक्षी परावरे ब्रह्मणि धर्मतो व्रतेः स्नातस्य मे न्यूनमलं विचक्ष्व. Tvam, your goodness. Paryatan, traveling. Arkah, the sun. Iva, like. Trilokim, the three worlds. Antacharaha, can penetrate into everyone's heart. Vayu, Iva, as good as all pervading air. Atma, self-realized. Sakshi, witness. Paravare, in the matter of cause and effect, Brahmani in the absolute, dharmataha, under disciplinary regulations, vratehe in the vow, snatasya, having been absorbed in me, mine, nunam, deficiency, alam clearly, vichakshva, search out. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive Supersoul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. See how, I mean, this verse humbles me very much, that Vyasadeva is incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is asking his guru to find deficiency in him. Sometimes when guru or any guide, mentor chastises, then people feel very hurt, right? And they don't want to go back to them, ask any question anymore, right? But that's not gonna help at all. So he himself is asking, find out deficiency in me, although I had been doing all this transcendental work. So we are not at that level of Vyasadeva, but yes, for us, instructions we have already read that we are meant to serve the Vaishnavas. We should respect them and we should try to serve them. Even if we have difficulty with someone, then we should try to resolve it, respectfully resolve it. And also another thing I liked in these verses is that first, Narad Muni didn't, uh, reprimand Vyasadeva immediately. He appreciated his work first, right? And then he said, but here Vyasadeva also is appreciating Narad Muni so much that you are this, you are that, you are this way qualified, you can, go all over and all over the place, and then all the three worlds, and then you are born out of first living being Brahmaji, and you can travel anywhere in the three worlds, you can penetrate internal regions, like in verse it says can penetrate into our hearts, penetrate into everyone's heart, like Supersoul, right? So therefore, please find out deficiency in me. Like I heard in one memory of Srila Prabhupada, the disciple was saying, I don't remember I mean their name, but they were saying that when Prabhupada used to look at us, we used to feel that he can see through us, right? So similarly, Guru can see within us, like what are the deficiencies or what are the impurities in our heart, right? They can see us, see that within us, and therefore they know the remedy also, right? But many times the disciples are not ready to hear that, and that's why they keep struggling with problems. But once their heart opens and they are ready to accept the instructions, then there can be a way for them to progress in Krishna consciousness. So this is what we can learn from Vyasadeva, that Vyasadeva himself is saying that find out the deficiency in me despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. So Krishna, many people like claim that, oh, I was so disciplined, I did this ekadashi, that ekadashi, I did it nirjal, always I am doing all the ekadashis nirjal, and I'm following this rule, that rule, I wake up at 4 a.m. and sharp until 6:30 I chant, and then I do mangalarti. But if there is no bhakti in the heart, then what is the use, right? So that's what Vyasadeva is feeling, that despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows, right? So we also follow four regulative principles. We have also taken vows before our spiritual master. But then that is to please them, to please Krishna. It is in service, right? So this is what we can learn from Vyasadeva, that he is asking to find deficiency in me upfront. Transcendental realization, pious activities, worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. Prabhupada is saying that still we should do it. It's not that, okay, some people like totally imbalance this. They say that, okay, I have bhakti in my heart, I don't need to do all those things, right? So they don't follow regulation. This is like another end of the spectrum. But some people, they too strictly follow the regulations, and then in that process they offend the Vaishnavas, right? And or judge them. So this is another end of the spectrum. But we need to be in the middle and in the mood of service, right? So we follow the regulations and disciplines and everything, but it is for a purpose of pleasing Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas. Okay, Sachin Prabhu, I see your hand. You can read. I'll read the verse 8. Shri Narada Uvacha भवतानुदितप्रायं यशो भगवतो अमलं येनैवासो न तुष्येत् मन्ये तद्दर्शनं खिलम्. Sri Narada Uvacha said, Bhavata, by you, Anudita Prayam, almost not praised, Yashah, glories, Bhagavataha, of the personality of Godhead, Amalam, spotless, Yena, by which, Eva, certainly, Asav, he, the personality of Godhead, Na, does not, Tusheta, be pleased, Manne, I think, Tat, that, Darshanam, philosophy, Khilam, inferior. Yes, Prabhu.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Narada said, you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. The philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Purport. The eternal relation of an individual soul with the Supreme Soul, personality of Godhead, is constitutionally one of being the eternal servitors of the eternal Master. The Lord has expanded himself as living beings in order to accept loving service from them, and this alone can satisfy both the Lord and the living beings. Such a scholar as Vyasadeva has completed many expansions of Vedic literatures, ending with the Vedanta philosophy, but none of them have been written directly glorifying the personality of Godhead. Dry philosophical speculations, even on the transcendental subject of the Absolute, have very little attraction without directly dealing with the glorification of the Lord. The personality of the Godhead is the last word of transcendental realization. The Absolute realized the Absolute realized as impersonal Brahman or localized Supersoul, Paramatma is less productive of transcendental bliss than the supreme personal realization of his glories. The compiler of the Vedanta Darshana is Vyasadeva himself. Yes, he troubled. Although he is the author, so
Yet he is troubled.
yet he is troubled. Sorry. Yet he is troubled. Although he is the author, so what sort of transcendental bliss can be derived by the readers and listeners of Vedanta, which is not explained directly by Vyasadeva, the author? Herein arises the necessity of explaining Vedanta Sutra in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam by the self-same author.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything in like any points from this purport?
I think Mataji, main thing that I got is like, that getting the personality of Godhead is beyond the Brahman or the localized Supersoul or Paramatman realization, because it kind of sets up the relationship more personal relationship. So
Yes,
that is mostly I got out of it.
yes, yes. Yeah. So that is very important point that we can this impersonal Brahman and super soul Paramatma realization is less than personal realization, as you are saying. And Vyasadeva has completed, I mean, he has given the Vedanta philosophy as well, where all these sutras are there, aphorisms, which are like uh, ultimate philosophies, like what is that Prabhupada always gives the example of uh, Brahma. What is that? I'm forgetting that line. But there are inquiries like small sutras are there. Uh, and how am I forgetting? Let me quickly find that. Uh, Tha to Brahma Jignasa, that was one. And so inquiring about the Brahman, Athato Brahma Jignasa, that is one. And so these kind of sutras, Janmadi Asya Yataha, or this kind, these are all sutras that actually indicate to something, but it's not clear. Athato Brahma Jignasa means the inquiry about the absolute. But
Hmm.
absolute is there, but that is in tattva, but there is rasa also. Rasa is possible in relationship. There is a mellow in relationships, right? There is not so much mellow in understanding the greatness of a person, right? So when we say Paramatma, means like he's like the god, and which is like very very big, and he maintains all the universes and all those things. But we don't feel like there is a he's approachable, or there is a possibility of relationship, right? So so Vedanta philosophy is there, but then there is no explanation, there is no personal explanation to those sutras. Like I got reminded of Hiranyakashipu. So in seventh canto we study when Hiranyaksha was killed. So if you will study seventh canto, so in that you will see how much philosophy Hiranyakashipu knows, and he gives all that philosophy to the family members of Hiranyaksha. He knows everything about soul, super soul, and soul never dies, and we are actually spirit souls. We are not this body. Everything he understands, what we understand today, right? But he thinks that Vishnu is his enemy. That's the biggest problem, right? So similarly, um, even if one understands all the tattva and philosophy and everything, but he is not familiar with the sweet aspect of Krishna, the personal aspect of Krishna, or Krishna as a person, which behooves us to serve him. He has such a personality, such a sweet, kind, and loving and merciful personality. So until then, it is a dry philosophy actually, right? So this Vedanta darshan requires a commentary on it, right? So Vyasdev has completed up to Vedanta. Anta means the ends, like ultimate aphorisms of Vedas. But then there was a further explanation was required. So since Vyasdev has written Vedanta, Vedanta Darshan, and he was still feeling despondent, so he only can find out that what is the explanation to that. so that his readers can feel, some connection. So first he has to make that connection, the author, right? So therefore herein arises the necessity of explaining Vedanta Sutra in form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Okay, so this is what we are reading. And Srimad Bhagavatam is mainly about Krishna as a person. It is, yes, and it is
It's kind
about,
of,
yeah,
yeah, it's now connecting that dot of
yeah,
how it is more important like to impersonate it, like,
yes,
and
personify, yeah.
personify it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes,
right.
and we don't do it. We don't personify Krishna as a person, actually.
Mm,
And he is existing. He is a real person. He has feelings. He has beauty. He has opulence. He has fame. He has strength. He has all knowledge. He has all world's renunciation in him. So he's a
right.
person, supreme person. That's why it's called as supreme personality of Godhead. He's
Mm,
the head, and that too supreme, right? So Prabhupada has chose such wonderful words to explain Krishna, right? And because of Prabhupada's purport, we are able to even discuss a little bit how much depth Prabhupada has. And still, he has given in a very simplified form because he had to distribute it among Western audience. Because
yes.
how the Westerners will understand all this, right? So from so much depth, he has dug out the simplified, versions of purports so that they are simple to understand, and people can get attracted to Krishna through his purports. And he has very successfully done that. So many people are still joining Krishna consciousness movement, even though Prabhupada has left this planet more than 50 years ago. That's the magic of a pure heart, of a devoted heart, of a bhakta, pure devotee of the Lord. So yeah, we will stop here. But yeah, this is where our train is going. That now Sri Narada would explain to him that what is lacking in his great work, right? And in this world, we see that so many people do such great work. They will earn a lot of money through their work. Like, for example, Harry Potter, the lady became millionaire, right? In like just short duration of time. But then the readers, how much are they satisfied and how much the author is satisfied at heart, that is their individual thing to understand, right? And it's not that we should not explore our creativity, but this should be in service to Krishna. Then only it touches the heart. Otherwise, there is no meaning. It's just shrama eva hi kevalam. It's just a useless labor. It feels and sounds hard, but that's the fact, actually. So whatever we do, our learning is that whatever we do, we should try to do it in service to Krishna. Our job, our whatever work we are doing, anything, moment to moment. Even Prabhupada has said to this extent that don't even walk across the floor or across the room if it is not in service to Krishna, because we are killing so many bacteria under our feet, right? So that much Krishna consciousness was in Srila Prabhupada, and that's what he's trying to give us as gift. So let's see if there is any comment or anything. Sorry, I just closed this, but
No, Mataji, thanks, and good to see reading back on track.
yeah.
Little bit.
I
Let's
hope,
see.
yeah, because summers are like very busy time for everyone.
Right,
So
Mataji.
many guests are coming, and then many the events are happening. So we'll
True.
see how, as much as possible, we will try to do. Yeah,
Yes.
so ultimately, Vyāsadeva appreciates Narada and asked his question that please find deficiency in me. And now Narad Muni will start speaking. He actually started speaking that you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. So any work we do, so much hard work we do, but if it is not to satisfy the Lord, it's worthless, right? That's what we are learning from Narada. Okay, so next time we'll start from text 9 and we'll stop here. Thank you so much, Prabhu and Mataji. See you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
I hope to
Krishna.
see you
Thank you.
on Thursday. I think there is a program, I guess, but we will see.
Yeah.
We will, we will go as we will keep it fluid for few days. Let's see.
But the
Whenever works out.
today reading point, Mataji, it is so difficult. Like it's not easy. Like the one you said that where Vyāsadeva is asking, okay, tell me my deficiency.
Yeah.
I think it's a
That's
point we have to remind
trigger for
every
us.
day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if somebody will tell us, we will get very upset. So
Yeah.
therefore, we are practicing that, opening our heart, because they are our well-wishers, basically. They don't want anything from us. Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you soon.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam